So I'm back with the EP3. This is the standard exhaust. It's on the twin exit pipe, and then this is the new one I've got. So it's an M2 exhaust, and this is it's got the kind of slightly interesting downturn Toda style rep copy, but at least it hasn't got the brackets welded directly to the back box, because I've had them snap on different exhaust systems before. So yeah, we go ahead and jack the car up and then fit the exhaust. So there we have it. The car's on 4 axle stands. What you're going to need to know is you need to place these square in the centre of the jacking point. So how do you jack the car up? Well, I like to jack up on here, which is the trailing arm, or I guess it's some kind of lower control arm on the rear, and jack that up. And then I like to go on this point here, just in the middle, jack that up, and then get this axle stand on. So you've got different options. I mean, the jacking points are there to jack up on, but if you need to put an axle stand on, you can't jack the car up on them. So that's what you've got to do. You don't want to put it on the sill. So you see people, or you see people buy cars or see cars that people are jacked up on the sill. Here, it's not massively strong all the time. In an older car, it starts rusting, and that will all be bent over and damaged. But you don't really want to go there because it's not particularly strong. That's why these jacking points are reinforced, because then they can take the weight of the car. So jack the car up and then we'll get underneath it. So I have a new toy for Christmas, which is this Ryobi impact gun, I guess, electric. So it's pretty nice, and just started using it. So you could obviously do this with just hand tools, but I'm going to go underneath this because I can just shock these rusted nuts off. So this is underneath the car. That's the cat and the engine there. So there's 3 very rusted bolts there. 1, 2, and then 1 on top. 3. And I think they're all different sizes, which is always comedy. So I'm going to jam a socket on there and try and whip them off. Okay, I've got the 14 on there, an extension. Sometimes it's a good idea when they're really that rusty to just tap the end of that on and make sure it's squarely seated onto the nuts to avoid rounding the head off. Then get the impact on, and then we'll take it off. So setting it to reverse, what happens? Great deal at the moment. Okay. So putting it on the full power setting, and then reverse, see what happens. Nada. So I might try a smaller socket. We've got one off, one needs a smaller size, and one is a bigger size, so we'll carry on. We've had the next one off, that's a 15, and now just the last one to attack. Yeah, this is one proper size bolt, and this is whatever rusted thing that came off. And now we're on to these. So when the bolt's really knackered, you can use these. That's a stud that I got out with one. They're come in different sizes. Basically, as you undo it, it locks on even tighter. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. The setup that's on. In the end, this setup worked pretty well. You've got the impact extension down, step down from 1/2 to 3/8, and this little beauty, and that's it. It's out. So all worked out pretty well. And this is the actual fending nut in question. So it properly digs into it. The kind of problem you have is trying to take the nut out afterwards, but deal with that some other time. And yeah, I can go ahead and take the rest of the exhaust off now. Now that's down, that's the hardest bit. What I'm going to do is disconnect the midsection from the back box next, and then take the back box off. So underneath here you can see the spring bolts here. Not a bad idea to just spray a bit of WD-40 or penetrating oil onto the threads and let that sink in a bit. Try to undo them as evenly. So it's 15mm and it seems like they're 30mm captures on the back, so just leave them alone and just back them out evenly with 15mm. So I love this tool. This is by Nielsen exhaust hanger pliers. It's possible to pop them out by hand. This is much easier, so I'm going to go and use that. So there's the setup. The fork is behind the rubber and the little peg is on the metal bit, and you just push it through like that, and that's it, simple as that. So this has got two, it's got one just out of sight there, so I'm going to do the same for both sides. That's the midsection out. I'm just going to tackle the same thing. It's got two hangers, one there, one the other side. Let's use the same tool. There you go, down. Just drag it out. That is the stand exhaust out. And then just drag the old one from underneath the car. Here we have it. The old exhausted out. So, time to put a new one on. And it comes in lots of different sections. I'll probably start from the front, work backwards. It's quite a good idea at this stage just to have a look at the exhaust. Looks similar and the same length and stuff. Also, this comes in two sections, so it's going to be easier for me when it's here just to bolt this all up, and also check the surface is looking clean. Probably wire brush the surface and get a better sealing that way. So wire brush both of those surfaces. Check the gasket's looking okay, which it is, and then just put them together and bolt those two up. So just check that this is all sealed up nicely and it doesn't go together kind of without the mating surfaces meeting. That was also not a bad time to have a look if it was leaking before, which it looks like it was. See the black soot on the bottom. So I'm going to wire brush that off, clean it up, and I might also have a look at cleaning up the threads. So I cleaned up as much as I could those threads and the surface, and also the surface of the exhaust itself. Wire brushed that, and then now it's just a matter of poking these two hangers up in to the original hanger holes. So they are there. And I just need to go to the front and bolt that up. See, bolted up. Now over to the back. If you had this, I guess if from new, that wouldn't be bolted on, but this hanger thing's already bolted on. And then it's got the Toda style copy downturn. And all I need to do is put these two up in there. The donut is already on. Is already on there. This little donut here, and basically they're captive nuts in the back of that. So you just need to put on these two spring bolts. They're 12mm, and I'll just go ahead with that. So first off, let's put this up in there. So I threaded the exhaust through over the rear anti-roll bar, roughly in place, and then you turn it around, you can get the first one in. So get that one in, and then get the second one in over here. So here's in, and then come round and get this second rubber bung up in here. Get that in. So there's one in there. There's one in the other side, and then can just basically put this up in here like so, and then get those bolts in. There's two 12mm spring bolts. That's them done up. You don't want it so the coils are touching, but you want it relatively tight. I'm sure there is a spec on that, I'm not sure what it is, we'll see. So So then the only other thing to do is to move around the whole exhaust, see if it's hitting on anything obvious or can do. Because if it is, then that's going to go into the car and it's going to start really annoying you. So seems like we've got potential hit here, but that's only when I'm really whacking it. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. But then you can mess around with these mounts. You can play around with the position of those, and then the position of these. So just check that they're all in the centre, and you know where you want them. So that's okay. That's okay. Go out here, and then have a look if the actual exhaust tip is roughly where you want it. Seems okay to me. So then what I'm going to do is start the car and check for exhaust leaks. So let's go and do that. Okay, moment of truth. So it's going to be leaking out of potentially 3 places. One further back there, it's okay. Start to gas this up. Then have a look under here. 2 appear to be leaking there, and 3 there. And if you've got a friend, try it today. Get them to rev the car and see if they can see any exhaust coming out. But it seems okay, it doesn't seem to be leaking.